talking about increasing your foot traffic. Whether you have a store, you're a consultant, whatever type of business you have, this will apply to you. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, that I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in here and some that I don't know. So my name is Taylor and I'm the owner of Creative TK Consulting. I started Creative TK in 2013, so it'll be almost 3 years this summer since I've been in business. As a business owner, my goal is to work with small businesses, medium-sized businesses, to really help them enjoy the ride of being a business owner. It's really difficult to be a small business owner and market for yourself at the same time, and I get that. I struggle with it all the time that I'm in marketing. So what I like to do is come in and work with businesses on different levels. So maybe it's we're doing marketing coaching once per month, and I'm motivating you and giving you ideas and checking in to see what you're doing. We're developing a marketing strategy, or I'm managing all of your email marketing, your social media. So it's on different levels, and at the end of the day, I love it. Me and my team, we love what we do, and I never want to do anything different. So I'm excited to be here today. Okay, Beth? Okay, so today's focus points. First of all, we're going to talk about understanding what a positive customer experience does for your business and how it increases foot traffic. I think that's the most important thing that we need to understand before we actually talk about getting people in the door. Second, we're going to talk about branding and why it should be cohesive. And then third, we're going to talk about online marketing, in-store marketing, and using your community to drive that foot traffic. So first of all, customer satisfaction. So huge and important for increasing your foot traffic. Why? Because it's all about the experience. It's all about the service, experience, and the product that you're offering. If a customer comes into your store or works with you on a consulting level and they love the experience and it's memorable, what are they going to do? They're going to give you a review online, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to come back, which is one of the most important things. You want them to come back to you and to have that great experience. So just keep that in mind with anything you're doing. You know, customer satisfaction goes from what their experience is on your website. Is it easy to use? And then all the way to the store or that first person, in-person meeting. All the way to your invoicing. Are things easy for them? Is it providing them value? And if it's not, then you should maybe rethink how you're doing things. Okay, so the impact of a positive customer experience. All right, so first of all, if your customer has a positive experience, A, they are more likely to become loyal to your brand. B, they're going to tell a friend, I just mentioned that. They're going to give you a positive review online. This is huge today with Yelp, Google, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, I could go on and on about the different areas that people could give you a review. And not every customer who's going to be satisfied is going to give you a review. It's a small percentage just because people are busy, they don't have time for it. So you want those people who come in and have a great experience to give you a review. So just always think about that. And then feeling valued and appreciated is what makes people come back for more. So are you providing value, and do they feel good about their shopping experience, their dining experience, or working with you on a consulting level? So branding consistency, we're going to chat about that for a little bit. So branding consistency, and why does this matter with increasing your foot traffic? When I was doing the presentation, the first thing I thought about was branding. You think about McDonald's, you see those golden arches, and you're like, oh, that's McDonald's, and you get it. And it's that brand recognition that people they see the golden arches and they're like, oh, that's McDonald's. And you want people to feel that way about your business. But your brand needs to be cohesive and have a consistent look in order for that to even happen. So, your brand speaks for you when you can't. It says something, like the brochures you have in front of you. That says something to you when I'm not in front of your face. So if I put those around town or put those somewhere, you see a flyer and you say, oh, that's interesting. That's a representation of my brand, and it's speaking for me when I can't. So, brand goes from everything to your website, to marketing materials, to customer experience, and to, the waitresses that you hire, any employees are representing your brand, so you better make sure that they're doing a good job at it. Okay, I think we covered everything here. Does anyone have any questions on branding? I could stay here all day and talk about branding, so we're, okay, no questions. All right, so successfully marketing your business online. Here's another area we could talk about for days, but we're going to keep it brief. So, go ahead, Beth, you can. All right, so I get a lot of questions about social media, and for good reason. This is just a small glimpse of the popular social media sites that are out there today. As a small business owner, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Which one do you pick? Do you do them all? And I see a lot of small business owners try to manage them all. They want the Twitter, they want the Facebook, they want the Instagram, they want the YouTube, they want the Pinterest. It's a lot. So I really recommend to my clients is think about where your consumers are. With Facebook, the demographic is ages 25 to 54. So if your demographic is younger, if it's 14 to 20, don't spend your time on Facebook. I know you think you want to, but it's not where you want to be because that's not where your consumer is. Or if you're, if you're in business development and it's really about business to business, maybe spend more time on LinkedIn. So just starting to think about where your consumer is and what you should be allocating your time towards is going to help save you time, and it's going to help you allow you to be consistent with those social media efforts that you're doing. Does that make sense? So I usually tell my clients choose two or three that you feel good about, that you know how to use. And if you don't know how to use it or you have a question, Google is a great tool. We had to use it yesterday to set this up. I was like, I'll just Google that. And it was there. So there's a lot of resources for you online today. I know it can be overwhelming. So that's why I usually say choose two and do them right. And that means making connections, putting out offers, communicating, making relationships, not just scheduling posts and just leaving it there. It's really not going to do that much. Okay,
Can you take questions now? Or
yeah. Yeah.
So can you give an example maybe of building or how you might build a relationship with somebody? Or
yes.
do you have examples coming
later? No, I can definitely talk about that. So for example, with Facebook, how many people in here have a business page? Okay, awesome. So a good amount. So when you're posting, I always try to think about what is valuable for the consumer. And I always try to post, Facebook has an algorithm where if you post sale, 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 they're not going to necessarily, they're going to put it up, they're going to allow you to put it up, but it's not going to be shared with other people because Facebook wants you to have a conversation with people. They want it to be more lighthearted. So just think about that. Like it's not all about, stop by today, 50% off. It needs to be a little bit more conversational. And then liking other businesses in your community is super important. And making comments on what they're doing, sharing posts with them. Say you're a small business and you stop into a store. You shop at Helena's, for an example. We had an event there a couple weeks ago. And so this is a great example. So with Helena's, I went to this event and chatted with them, and I put up some social media posts and I tagged Helena's because I know as a business owner myself, it's always great when someone else can do that for you. And then I followed up with them further. I said, hey, here are some photos and a dress that I bought from your store. And now hopefully they share it and they're like, oh, Creative TK Consulting owner bought one of our dresses and came to one of our events. And it starts to become a little bit more full circle and people like different connections there. Go ahead, Ted.
You kind of quickly went down the pros and cons of each of the different platforms you have on the tech graphic. You know what kind of the market niche is?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Facebook, this is the most popular platform that people are using. Again, I would say a pro for this is a lot of people are on it. It's easy to use. They have the advertising capabilities that are really great to use. You can post a picture, you can post a blog post, you can post a video. Video is huge. Make sure to upload it. That gets a lot of likes because it automatically plays. You know, Twitter, okay, so Twitter is my love and hate relationship with Twitter. Twitter is really cool, but it's a lot of time and energy. It's constant, it's all the time. A tweet stays alive for an hour. And what I mean by that is there's so many tweets happening in the world out there that your tweet is lost after an hour. It's gone. No one even, it's not, I mean, it's still there, but people really have to dig for it. So I like Twitter because you can connect directly with like different media outlets, so, or different bloggers that you're looking to partner with. So a lot of times I'll reach out to like the Arlington Advocate and I'll direct message them to say, hey, this is going on, because a lot of times the people who are running the Twitter accounts are the people who are really the ones who are making the decisions for what articles they're going to write or submit somewhere. So I will connect with people on that level.
Would you say that's more effective than a telephone call or an email to the advocate? People prefer to receive tweets than a phone call?
That's a good question. I think you should do all of them. I mean, I'm big on still like picking up the phone and calling people, sending an email, but the thing about social media is everyone is so concerned about likes and who's following me and what's going on that they might get a special notification. Hey, you got a direct message from so-and-so on Twitter that might just like be like, oh yeah, okay, and respond to it because they're so invested into the program. Does that make sense?
I guess you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I never do. I always try to. All right, Pinterest. Pinterest is, who uses Pinterest for their business here? We got one. Okay. So Pinterest is really cool because it's kind of the future. People go there because they're pinning what they want to do in the future. They're not pinning what's happening right now. Like Instagram is what's happening right now, so is Twitter, where Pinterest is the future. So for the Granite company we have here, you know, for you, it might be a good idea to start because you could post some of your work up there and people start seeing it and be like, oh, well, I want that granite countertop. That kitchen looks amazing. So you start putting up different groups of kitchens, bathrooms, and sharing these ideas so that people can start to see it. So I don't invest all my time into Pinterest. I think it's a great accessory to everything else. It just depends. Like if you're, I know there's a photographer here, I think. I don't know if she ended up coming, but you could share a lot of your work there because I got married last year, and where did I go? Pinterest. What did I want to wear? What photos did we want to do? What do I want to have for food? So it's always what's going to happen in the future is Pinterest. Go ahead.
I see the demographics, this is 18 to 35.
Yeah.
My clientele is usually like 35 up. Because
Okay.
those are the homeowners and people, you know, remodeling their kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that something that
I would
has
say
to go
Pinterest is becoming more popular.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll pay attention to what my parents are using. Like really, because like what do they feel comfortable with? And my mother does use Pinterest. And I know that sounds silly, but you know, just start paying attention to the people around you. So I think Pinterest is becoming a lot more popular, and people are starting to use it for different needs that they have. So.
Just like to that, I think, just to add on to that, you know, these age ranges are probably current today, but as folks leave that age range, they take their social media
Exactly.
platform with them, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So 29-year-olds means 5 years from now, a lot of 34-year-olds should be using
Right.
Instagram.
Yes. Yeah. I would agree with that. I think over time people are going to keep going with what they know, and I think people are getting, you know, they're tired. There's so many different things that you know the older demographic I think is going to stick with what they know.
Is there any way on Pinterest to target geographically?
You can do advertising on Pinterest, and about a month ago I tried to submit. You have to submit and apply for it, and I think it's for bigger companies because I never heard back from them. So I think that you can. It does have opportunities to target. So I need to check back into it and see if they've opened it up more to smaller businesses like Instagram has.
That's the only downside to me, is that
Yeah.
putting it out to the world.
Yeah, you want to target for sure if you're gonna spend money, absolutely. So YouTube, I mean, this is great if you love making videos and you have something that you can make videos on. You know, you can have a YouTube channel, like I know the Chamber, they're here today filming for the YouTube channel. And this is gonna be on YouTube, and I'm gonna be a star. So, no, I'm not. So, you know, it's great for brand awareness. A lot of people have become really successful from YouTube, but you need to be committed to it and have a plan and feel comfortable with making videos.
Is it true, I heard that YouTube is actually the #2 search engine after Google now?
Yeah, it's becoming a lot more popular, especially because of videos. People want to know, you know, it's a lot of how-tos. You know, how to make an Instagram page, I bet is on there, how to do this.
I learned how to change a tail light bulb in my car.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a lot of how-tos that you want to do, that's a great place to make a video and to put it up. And you're right, people use it as a search engine, and they might come back to your business because they saw you in a video. So, all right, LinkedIn. I mean, the pros of this is great business to business. It's, you know, for me, if I have a blog post, I always put it up there and we'll share it with people. And if I meet, you know, everyone here today, I'd love it if you left your business card for me so I can stay in touch with you and bother you. No, I'm kidding. You know, but, you know, connect on LinkedIn because you never know who knows someone, or if I can help you guys out in any way, I'm happy to do that. So it's a great connection resource. Instagram.
One question on this.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience with, you know, the free version of LinkedIn versus paying premium and whether it's worth it or not?
So I have experience. I have a business page on LinkedIn, and I've never done the paid. I've never done the paid LinkedIn page, and I think that if you have a bigger business and it's a lot of business to business that you're doing, it might be worth it.
So what would be I have a personal LinkedIn
Okay.
page that mentions my business. What would be the difference in creating a business page?
So you can do a business page for free, and you can just YouTube how to do that. And so, I mean, it's nice because it's a branded page exclusively for your business, and people could follow you. So if you really were into blogging and giving tips, that would be a great place to share that information. And then people are coming back to your page and you're getting more followers on that. So it's just another resource to use.
Isn't it also another way that you could come up in a Google search? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it would take a little bit because you'd organically have to get those, you know, followers and sort of stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's another page out there that has your business name on it. So
Are they linked, your personal page and your business page?
I think they are, yeah, because I have it under the same account.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just say, like, I want to start a business page. It'd be hard for me to explain it without actually doing it. So, all right, so Instagram, does anyone use Instagram here? Okay, awesome, yeah. The power of Instagram is there. It's a really great tool for sharing behind the scenes. Like if anyone has a camera now, we can take a picture and we can put it up on my Instagram. You know, just sharing like a little bit more about what you're doing. And, you know, images are so important, and branding consistency here, having a certain look and having a certain feel and energy to your photos, and cohesiveness is important, and you can also connect with a lot of other businesses.
Sometimes you can get two birds with one stone. I do not do Instagram, but if
Okay.
on Facebook, I
Yep.
see photos coming in from Instagram,
Yes.
so there must be linkages.
Yeah, so with Instagram you can choose Twitter, Facebook. So when you hit like post, you can say I want this on my Facebook, I want this on my Twitter, I want this on this. There's a few different other options.
So there's no extra work to do just in the setup.
Right.
You can create the account and
Yeah.
link it, and then that work is done, and then you can.
Right. Yeah. So with Twitter, you know, you can link it and post it up there, but people know you're kind of posting it from Instagram, and it's almost a little lazy in a way. it's great, but you gotta make sure you're also on Twitter interacting in other ways, not just, if you just like do, like hit the Twitter and have it go up there, it's not gonna do that much. Does that make sense?
Similar question to, I guess, Pinterest, which is, I know from Instagram, you know, if you post from a restaurant, some meal or something,
Yeah.
you get like 60 people from around the world who love what you're eating, but how do you focus on that? Can you make it geographically closer to it, or know who's looking at you from?
So Facebook has, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit, has a, in their advertising, you can choose to do Instagram as well, and you can target by demographic, location, and that's really awesome, and that, you could spend $30 and be on Instagram and target the right people. You know, you see those, yeah, through Facebook. Instagram and Facebook got married, and they now have a little relationship, and it's nice. So we'll talk about that more.
How effective are hashtags and how many?
Yeah, so hashtags are important, on Instagram especially. So I love it because say someone was coming to Arlington and they were a tourist and they want to know where to go to dinner. They might use they might use Arlington MA as a hashtag just to search through Instagram, like what looks good, like where should I go for shopping or food. And if your photo is using that hashtag Arlington MA, then it's going to come up and they might see, that looks really good, I think I want to go there. So it is nice for that purpose. You know, and if you're trying to connect with different consumers, you know, you can use different hashtags to target those consumers. So do a little research on it. That's a whole nother long conversation, but I usually use like 5 to 6, I would suggest.
I was gonna ask, does that actually happen to people when you search through hashtag?
Yeah, they do.
I Google it.
Yeah.
But there are folks out there who go and find it, then how do you know which hashtags to look for?
Yeah.
So you just, so for example, last week I went to Santa Fe and I searched the hashtag on Instagram, Santa Fe. So, and then usually the popular ones will pop up. So it might be Santa Fe, New Mexico, but that one will, Instagram like automatically pops up the most, like once you're typing, as you're typing it in, it'll pull up the ones that are searched the most. So, and then because I wanted to see what was cool. What do I do there? Where do I go to eat? And I did use it. The same when we went to Taos, we went to Arizona. I used
You
it.
figure you're gonna get more current, cool information
Yeah.
by doing that than by Google.
Yeah, it's just another way. If I'm on Instagram, I'm just gonna check it out, want to see what's cool, what to do.
And it's not noise, we don't have, you know, a million restaurants on there all posting pretty pictures. You're able to, with that search, you're able to make some decisions on where to go.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's up to the user. Like if I go to hashtag Santa Fe and it's not anything I want to look at, I'll just try another hashtag or something. So
If you had done, I've always had trouble understanding hashtags, so if you would put Santa Fe
yeah,
entertainment or Santa Fe restaurants, would it have narrowed it down to those searches and only those things?
it might, but that's a long hashtag, and I'm not sure people would use that hashtag.
So the key is to keeping them as short as possible?
Well, you know, you want to keep it relevant, but like Santa Fe, New Mexico restaurants would probably be a little long. People probably wouldn't use that. So you could search popular Boston hashtags. You could literally search that and it would come up.
So say that your example might be better, like eat Santa Fe, New Mexico, or Santa Fe eats or something like that.
Yeah,
Just short a little bit,
Santa
still
Fe
make it
versions.
yeah, yeah.
No
So,
domain.
is that possible? Okay, we're doing,
No, yeah.
okay. I think it might be right. No, it's not, it's not. All right, so, and then Google Plus, you know, this is another area. Some people use Google Plus and they use it really well. If you have a lot of content to post, whether, you know, your blog posts, pictures, you know, if you guys do you guys have Google Plus that you use?
No.
So if you had it, like you could share the YouTube video that's gonna happen from this, and you could share it on there.
But I can also share it on Facebook, can I?
You could, yeah, so it's just another way to show your information that you're doing out there. So there's a lot of different avenues.
On Google Plus,
Yeah,
I get all these phone calls. You need to update your Google listing. You need to update your thing. But it's not from the Google Plus people. It's from all
Google.
these other companies that are trying to get you
Oh.
to update or.
They're probably trying to sell you something.
Right. How do you stop that?
Kill your Google account.
Yeah, you just, yeah.
Submit it yourself.
I guess you could remove your phone number from your Google listing, but you don't really want to do that. You just have to say no thank you.
Yeah, I get the same thing. I
Yeah.
created an account, but I've never activated it. And hello, this is Kate. You need to activate your account. I get a call every single day.
So when you go to Google though, is your listing there?
No, I don't know. I created it because I use Gmail and whatever. I use Blogger. I've just never really activated
Okay.
and done anything with it.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So we're going to hold off on that because there is, I think, something else to talk about there. So let's keep moving because I want to make sure we get through everything. Okay, so let's talk about effectively using social media. Now that we've talked about every different platform, that's, you know, the most popular ones. There's probably more being created as we talk now, but we'll have another session in like a month about what those are. So my number one rule for social media is be consistent. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But it's so important, and if you have to, so in your handout today, you have a social media, here, I'm just gonna pull this from you here.
Sure.
Sorry, Jeff. So I designed a little, a weekly promotional calendar for you. So, you know, you could do this a month out though. I just did it for the week so that you could see like, okay, and you could do this on Friday for the following week. Okay, so what are my weekly social media goals? Is there a holiday next week? Is there a big promotion I want to push out? Do I have an upcoming seminar that I want to talk about? Write those down. Once you start writing things down, you'll be surprised how much you actually have to talk about. So, you know, I always try to be consistent with what I'm doing, and it really comes down to finding like what content am I supposed to talk about. It's hard, but what value do your consumers want to hear about? Just try to think about that. What questions have they asked you? You know, it could be like with Helena's, it's like people ask there like, what shoes should I wear with a gray dress? You know, you could share something like that. It's a question one person has, someone else probably has it too. So, you know, create traffic driving promotions. So if you have an in-store location or a restaurant and you want people to come into your location, you know, offer a special discount for people who actually come in versus purchasing online. So share valuable and interesting content. We talked about that. Does anyone have any special tips that they do to create their own content? Or is that something people struggle with? What do you do?
In the bottom, always have the same consistency of what your business is about, or contact information, links to websites and whatever.
In
The
social
standard
media
footer.
posts?
Like in the mailing, or
Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, again, try to use this and think about
Or-
what.
in related to social media, if I create an event in Facebook,
Yeah, events in Facebook, that's a
that
great
footer
way.
is always the same.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah, that's good.
How sharing other people's contents?
How what?
Other people's contents.
Yeah.
Like sharing on your page. That's
Yeah.
a supplier, and I share their content.
Yeah, I think that's great. It's showing, like, that's a great way. I know you asked in the beginning, like, an example of how you create a community. That's how you create a community. I mean, you've interacted with me numerous times online. We already knew each other before we came here. So you're creating these relationships. It is possible. It just takes a little bit of work. And you know, it takes time. So you can share other people's posts that are, you know, you want it to be relevant to your business. And I started, because I didn't know what to do for content at one point. And so I started a blog that highlighted small businesses that I've either worked with, partnered with, or shopped at. Because I wanted a way to bring awareness to these amazing businesses that I've been working with. So right there, and now I start this small blog. It's not super long, but it gives me something to talk about and gives me a way to like boast about my clients. So, highlighting positive in-store experiences. This could be everything from, grabbing a quick photo or, obviously it's up their face, you gotta ask them, is this okay if I post this online? But, sharing like, hey, we have this great display in the store, like come and check it out. Really trying to get people to come in and understand like there's an experience to be had by coming in. Encouraging your customers to create positive buzz, that comes back to encouraging them to make positive reviews, and take photos and share what their experiences is. You want to turn your customers into promoters, basically is what you want to do. You want to give them an opportunity, and you could run a contest that was like, hey, if you take a photo and post it online, I'm sure you guys have seen this, take this photo and put it online, you could enter to win free ski tickets or whatever you want to give away that's relevant to your business. So just a different way to get people talking about you. The power of social media is definitely there, and there's a lot of great ways to promote yourself. It comes down to being creative and consistent, and also attractive photos are important. You want to think about what photos that you're putting up. I hate stock photos. I know they're necessary, and I have some really cool stock photo sites that are free, and they're cool images. They don't look stockish. Stockish sounds funny. So if you leave your card, I can definitely send you that information. I'll send out an email with some of the resources that I use. All right, keep going. All right, Yelp. This is a big topic with a lot of my clients. I get a lot of calls. Yelp is frustrating. It's great, but it's frustrating. How many people have a business account, like pay for a business account? Anybody? Okay. So the pros and cons. So the pros of Yelp is, my second point, you can have a free business account. The free business account, who has a free business account? Some people.
How many of us are listed on Yelp?
So how many people in here have like a store or a location people are coming into versus like a consultant? So store? Okay. So you might be on Yelp and you don't know it. You are?
Hey.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I'm not on Yelp.
No, I wasn't sure if you had said if you were delineating between being listed on Yelp or having a professional business account.
Oh, right. Well, some people so you can be on Yelp but not claim your business and not have like any photos or anything there. So the first thing that you can do with Yelp is if you feel like your consumer is on Yelp, I don't have Yelp because I'm a marketing consultant. I'm not sure people are necessarily looking for me on there, but it might be a good spot for me just because it's a free opportunity to market myself. So you can have a free business account. You can put up your store hours, your phone number, your address, photos. You can also reply to comments that people are making or the reviews they're making. So those are the good things. The bad things are Yelp has an algorithm. They only want Yelpers to make a review. So their reviews really need to happen organically. It's not something like you can ask people to do it. If you say, hey, Susan, you came in last night, you loved your dinner. Why don't you make a review on Yelp? Oh, what's Yelp? I've never used Yelp before. And you get her to make an account. Don't even bother because Yelp is not going to show that review. It's really, they only want people who are Yelping all the time to make a review. And that's their way of narrowing out the people who are just being asked to make a review, even if they really mean it. So it's frustrating on that level. And, advertising, should you do it or should you not? I get that question all the time, and it's hard for me to answer because, I just suggest that think about if your consumer is using Yelp. For a restaurant, restaurants are probably the major thing that people are using it for. But, are people going on there to find a marketing consultant? I'm not really sure they are. So for me, I'm not going to pay for advertising because it doesn't really make sense because my consumers aren't even there. And like their advertising tools, like it makes you pop up with other competition. So if I was to search, you know, a clothing store with shoes, and some shoe store came up, if you paid for advertising, your ad would automatically come up. Your store would come up and it would say sponsored. But no one's going to be looking for a marketing consultant, so it doesn't entirely make sense. So just think about if your consumer is using it, and do a little bit of research. Hop on Yelp and see what's out there, what other businesses are on there.
I think that Yelp is really negative, though. I don't know if anybody else thinks that. I think people go on there to sort of give bad reviews.
It depends, you know, I think you
A
have
lot of
to,
angry people on Yelp.
sometimes, you
You're
know,
not right about me, I'm just, whatever.
yeah.
It's usually.
It depends. I've come across some negative reviews, but I've come across some really amazing reviews too, that really have inspired me to go to the restaurant because of this one review and to get exactly what that person told me I should get. Especially when I'm traveling and I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know, there's negative and there's positive reviews. So, you know, that's why people get frustrated, because sometimes someone will go on and make a review and be like, I have so many other positive reviews, but they weren't from Yelpers. The Yelpers are the ones, you know, like all the time. So if a Yelper makes a negative review, that's what's going to show up. So it's frustrating. You know, but people are using it. It is a tool. People are using it. So be aware of it. You don't have to invest in it, but just be aware of it and try to comment back anytime you can.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna mention is, we have a business account, and it is a mix of reviews, but definitely the people who have a negative experience will go on. But the thing to remember is that you can respond privately or publicly
Yeah.
to any comment.
Yeah,
And I'm not always good at doing that, by the way.
yeah.
But I think that's important. Now, recently Yelp approached me about advertising, and I went through their whole tutorial and everything else, and they were very pushy about
Oh yeah, they're pushing.
signing up for a year, and it's like, you don't have to, you know, you can try something for 3 months or something and not invest a whole lot. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty impressive what they say you can do to get noticed, and it may work for
Yeah,
a business such as mine, it's
Yeah.
just people looking for entertainment and
Exactly.
fun. And if we pop up, you know, when someone's looking elsewhere, that could help us, so we haven't yet pulled the trigger.
yeah. I know, it's one of those questions I always get. Yeah, anytime you have a negative review, whether it's on Facebook or wherever, I always suggest always stay positive. You know, the customer's always right, even if you just want to like scream at them, just suck it up and write back, you know, I'm sorry you had a negative experience, come in, hopefully next time will be great, or something like that. And then if they keep commenting, you're done. One comment, you're done. That's it. Don't engage. Because this might be a crazy person, like you said, that just wants to get on their high horse and talk about things. So one comment and you're done, because other people will see that you controlled the situation, you responded, and they'll pay attention to that. And that they probably know this other person's crazy. So, all right, that's Yelp. Okay, Google. So this is going to pop back onto our Google. So with the Google, in order to claim a business, Google has to mail you a sheet in the mail, and they have a code on it. And that code you need to enter into your Google account. You know, and I can send out a link that'll explain like making a Google page and claiming your business a little bit more, because it's definitely going to take longer than just me standing up here trying to like paint a picture for you. But they do, like even for me, when I put my business up, they just send you a mailer, and it has a special code, and then you go back and enter it. And that way they know that you're a legit business and that you actually exist. So has that happened for you yet?
Oh, it was, when I set up the account, it was, they had to call you back. They had to give them the number, and they called back, and your number actually had to, like, because, you know, with caller ID now, your phone number has to show that your ID is who you are.
Oh,
So I didn't do it through the mail, I did it right online.
Okay. So when you search your business online, do you have an address associated with it? And it shows up?
Yes.
Okay.
It even shows up in the map with.
Okay, awesome.
And, yeah.
So you know when you go to that map on Google and you're searching something, or even when you search it on regular Google and a business will come up, it shows all the reviews there. So what I usually suggest, Google doesn't have an algorithm like Yelp does where they're taking out your reviews. So if you have a customer who's, you're chatting with them, like, oh, I'd love to give you a review, send them to Google, send them to your business Google page and have them do a review there. Because Google makes it really easy to do. And it shows up right away when someone searches for your business. So the more reviews that you can get on Google, the better your business is going to look when it pops up. So, don't waste your time with getting people to work on Yelp to give you a review, because it's not going to happen. That needs to happen organically. And then, you can have Google Plus, Google AdWords. Does anyone use Google AdWords? Okay,
So
awesome.
not for the chamber.
Yeah, so Google AdWords, it's great. It can be, take time and you really have to monitor things. But you can use search or display. So it's great. You can choose, like, I want to spend $6 a day and promote your business. And you can target a certain demographic, certain age. Do I want to target just women? I want to target people who are searching for shopping for shoes, or what local gyms are near me. So you can target by keywords that consumers may be plugging in, and then your ad will come up. So Google AdWords, it's nice. I'm not madly in love with it. I don't know if you feel that way. I feel like
a lot of result from it.
I feel like there's more results on Facebook, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, let's pop to the next page. So advertising on Facebook. I really love this option because now, like I said before, Instagram and Facebook are married. So there's an opportunity to get on Instagram and hit a new target market. So there's a lot of different targeting options as well. So you can choose, what mile radius you want to be. If you want to be specifically advertising in Arlington to women age 24 to 35 who are in an income bracket of 60 grand and above, you can do that. So, for one of my clients, they Get in Shape for Women, they wanted to target Lowell, but they're expensive. So we needed to go after people who made more money. So that was an option for us to choose what was their income that they were bringing in yearly. So we were able to target even more than just saying, I want Lowell, I want women ages 35 to 54. So, Facebook definitely has a lot of options to advertise. You can promote your page, send people to a website, so the options go on and on. You can even boost something for $5 to $10. So I definitely suggest doing that. If nothing, it'll give you more exposure and bring more people to your page, and you always want that. Okay, so here's a case study we got on contracting. They're one of my clients. So here you can see, this is an example of, we did a Facebook and an Instagram campaign, and they were tied together. And we spent $35, they had 176 clicks to their website. I love it because you can measure what the results are. You can measure it, and that's great. Especially for small businesses who don't have a lot of money, this is something that for $35, I know 176 people went to their website. So it's a great way to get exposure. So here you have, it's the same ad, so they don't let you change things around too much. So general contractor in Arlington, Mass, specializing in home renovations and additions. So that's how it looks on Instagram. This is how it looks on Facebook. So it's really important the image has to be the right size. I think that's what takes the longest about these things. And so we ran this ad along with another one that was like a living room setting that he had done. This one got way more clicks than the living room one. So then I noticed that, and then I stopped the one with the living room because it wasn't connecting with people. So then I wasn't wasting money, and more people were seeing this one. So it's always nice when you can do some testing and see which ones. The same with Google advertising. Anytime you can do some testing, you can start to eliminate things and stop losing money. So, all right, successfully marketing your business in person. All right, so let's click to the next one. All right, so creating a positive in-store experience. You know, and this is if you have, you know, do you have a window display? How does it look? You know, this could be the same for, you know, online. How does your visual appearance look online? You know, does your banner ad, does it look visually nice? So even if you don't have a storefront, I know a lot of people here don't have a storefront, just start thinking about visually how it's connecting with your brand and how it looks and might appeal to someone. Providing a memorable experience. So, you know, these are similar to what our goals were in the beginning, what we wanted to do to create that experience. So, you know, if I have a memorable experience with my mom somewhere, I'm probably going to take a photo and share it or tell someone. So you want to make sure it's memorable and it's not just, you know, just another store. You know, provide value for them. So offer in-store incentives, promotions, benefits. You know, you see a lot of these value cards, you know, Walgreens, CVS. It makes people feel special. I mean, Walgreens, I have a card. I'm like, oh, I don't know what this card is doing it, but sure, I'll enter my number, and then one day I'll get a coupon. You know, so it makes me feel valued, though, and at least they've thought about it. It's thoughtful. And then again, encourage social media posts. We've already touched on this, so I don't feel like we need to keep harping on things. All right, so successfully marketing your community. So attend networking and different events around town. You guys are already doing that. Awesome job. You know, a lot of us as small business owners we are the brand. We are the people who are representing our business. So it's really important that you go out into the community and get as involved as you can. And even volunteering. You know, Mira Whiting Photography is one of my clients, and I suggested to her, you know, if you want to she wanted to get involved in this mother's club, but she had to live in the town. And I said, you know what? I guarantee if you call them and said, hey, your upcoming gala, can I come and photograph that for free? You think they're going to say no? They're not gonna. So there's a great way to get into some place that you might not have been invited to. So just start thinking about different ways and different businesses you want to partner with and how you can make those connections. Hosting an event and partnering with local businesses, these are huge. You know, it could even be something, my tips in there is hosting a webinar with another business. I hosted one last summer with a wellness, this girl who was a wellness coach, and we did it on, you know, balancing life and work and how to do that. So, you know, it just gives you something to talk about as well. And then utilizing the Chamber of Commerce. Beth, do you want to touch on this or you want me to?
I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, just to piggyback on hosting an event, that's one of the things that the chamber is here for. If there's anybody who has a business that would like some help in hosting an event, either at their location or somewhere else, I'd be happy to help you, so give me a call. Shop Arlington First, which applies to anyone who's a member of the Chamber of Commerce, can accept Shop Arlington First gift certificates. It's not just retail stores. Retail stores, absolutely. That's what, you know, most people think of, but the region can accept them. Mary could accept one for her paintings. You're a chamber member. If someone wanted to pay for a painting with Shop Arlington First, absolutely. Yeah,
That's the case.
right. So, you know, I think most everybody here knows that that's available, but I don't see a lot of people using it as a marketing tool. Put that up on your website, that you accept Shop Arlington First. Put a little sign or a note next to your cash register. And the more we can all talk about it, the more some of that large chunk of money that's sitting in the bank account will get spent. There are a lot of dollars out in the community already been purchased, but just looking to be spent. And I know Henry Bears Park, you get a fair number of them, and don't you? Yeah. So the last thing is we have an initiative going on right now, which most of you may know about, or chamber members anyway. We're putting together a tote bag called the Shop Arlington First Tote Bag, and it will be delivered either by a real estate agent or a chamber member to all of the new homeowners in Arlington over the course of the next year. We've done some research. We know how many new homes have sold in Arlington in the last couple of years. It's upwards of 600, 650. These are brand new potential customers for everybody in this room. So we're offering for a very low price, $85 for If you go onto our website, you'll see there are a lot of suggestions on how you can utilize it. You can, sort of try to do a 1-2 punch where you put a gift in the bag, and then some other incentive to get them to come into your business or to call you or to go to your website. So I think we're getting a lot of positive reaction to it, and if I can help anybody with brainstorming on ideas of items that you can put in the bag or ways that you can promote yourself, please give me a call. I'm not in the office very much right now because all the windows in the Jefferson Cutter house were blown out by construction, so I'm floating around. I'm either working from home or working from work bar, but if you call and leave a message at the chamber, I'll give you a call back or email me. I'm checking email all the time.
What's the deadline on that?
The deadline to reserve space to put your items in the tote bag is April 29th. Then you'll have about a week or so to get your items. I'll send an email out to those who sign up, but Brigham Square apartment complex is going to be the drop-off and assembly location. So there'll be a particular date or a series of dates during which you can deliver your items, and then we have a nice group of volunteers lined up, some garden club members, and maybe Janet here, and a group of people who are gonna assemble all the bags, and we'll start getting them out there right away. We're gonna try to get them to people who purchased homes starting in April. So we won't be starting to deliver until June, but we're gonna go back and deliver to people who purchased homes in April and May, and maybe earlier if we can find them.
Are people gonna know what was from what store?
What? Yeah, I mean, if you put something in, it would say Arlington Centered all over it. You would, let's say you put some kind of a small item you sell in the store that you feel you can to put in, and then you attach some promotional material about your store. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. If you don't feel that you can come up with 500 items right off the bat, and I'm saying items because we are discouraging people from just putting literature in. We don't want just literature. We'll take literature, but it needs to come along with some kind of an item of value, because this is a gift for people. So, and it just makes a better presentation for you as well. So if you can't come up with 500 items, we say, that's fine, you can give it to us in batches, but please give us a minimum of 150. And then just kind of check back with us to see, if it's time to replenish or not, because I know 500 can be a lot.
Oh, it's not, there are 500 items in one bag?
No, 500. So if you want to participate, we're going to make 500 bags.
All right, 500
Yes,
bags,
right.
all right. Then get gift certificates,
Gift certificates.
Granite tabletop sellers.
Right, yeah. So, gift certificates, no, I'm kind of discouraging gift certificates. Although, I mean, if it actually is like, no, I'd rather have maybe some kind of a little item that would be of similar value to the gift certificate, but attached to it says come in and, well, here's an example. So, Derby Farm is talking about putting in a packet of seeds with beautifully packaged, not an expensive item, a little packet of seeds, but there'll be some message on it that says, come into my store to maybe get the pot or get some other aspect of, learn how to do something, come into my store and get 10% off or a gift certificate. So try to think about it that way, so they're actually getting an item.
Then we had a shopping bag with the AFD logo. on the whole
Yeah.
bag. Would that be-
Yeah, you can put that, is it something that could be folded so we can fit it into the bag? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But then you would want to make sure you put your promotional materials inside that or attach that, so your upcoming shows,
Okay,
what have you.
thank you.
Where's more info on this? Where can we read more about this?
On the website, on the chamber website, you'll see a picture of the bag. If you click on the bag, it'll bring you up to the.
All right, so key takeaways, just to wrap everything up. Positive customer experience is going to equal into more sales and increased foot traffic. You want to use, I look at it as full circle marketing, online, in person, in your community. You kind of need to be everywhere as a small business. And with social media, again, choose 2 accounts, platforms, and promote them and do them well. Just always think about where your consumers are and if it's going to be a waste of your time. And then branding should always be cohesive. That's That's big in my book. Consistency across the board and having the same look. So I'm also hosting a class. There's a flyer there in your packet. I am hosting a class, a 4-week class series at Work Bar. We're going to be developing a strategy and timeline for your small business and working together. So if anyone is interested, let me know. There are some spots left. So, and it's $289, so it's like $72 a class. They're 90 minutes each class, so it's going to be fun. But thanks for coming. I really appreciate your time and your listening and your questions. So I'm sure I'll see you at another networking event, but I'm here if you have any more questions. And please leave your card so I can share some information about links and stuff.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Thank you all for coming.